Coming up, boggle your brain with a mirror maze.
Create your own cool-tasting kimchi.
Give your thumbs the thumbs up.
And build a battery-powered alarm guaranteed to bust those jelly bean burglars.
Uh-oh, if Grace gets caught, she's going to end up in hot water.
Oh yeah, and she's not the only one heading for a watery experience. Let's go poolside and see if poor old Billy is going to sink or swim.
Billy is so silly. He just can't stay out of the swimming pool. Typical, straight to the bottom. Pity he couldn't stay afloat better. If it weren't for that air mattress, he'd sink like a stone. Curious? It's super easy floating at the beach, so why is it so difficult in pool water? I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
This model has taken me ages to put together. I think when I finally finish, I'll deserve a few treats from my candy jar. Boy, do I love those sweet, sweet jelly beans. Candy. What? My candy jar has been robbed. Aha! There's the culprit, and she's gobbling all my goodies. What I really need is an alarm system on my bedroom door. Okay, I've got a battery, an electric buzzer, and these wires to connect them. I need to find a way to make the alarm go off when she steps through my bedroom door. I'll need 2 pieces of tin foil, some card, and a roll of sticky tape. I'll tape a piece of tin foil to each end of this folded card. So when I bring the 2 sides together, the tin foil touches. I'll pop a piece of foam in there so the sides touch only when someone stands on it. Now I'll build my electric circuit. One side of the card is connected to one of the terminals on the battery. The other side of the card is connected to the buzzer. There. And there. And the buzzer is then connected to the second terminal on the battery. So, now when 2 sides of the card touch, the buzzer will go off and let me know that there's a burglar about. I'll just hide my alarm device here under the carpet and then wait for that pesky thief to appear.
Electricity from the battery powers the buzzer, though only when it can travel from one terminal all the way around the wires and back to the battery again. This is called a circuit. The foil on the card acts as a switch because electricity can flow through it. When the foil is pushed together, the circuit is complete and the buzzer goes off.
Ah, caught you in the act, you thief. Grace will never get past my room alarm again.
That jar full of jelly beans is safe at last. But I don't think Billy's floating technique looks safe at all. And I think he's about to find out why.
Floating in a pool is way more difficult than floating in seawater. Now Billy and I are going to find out why. I reckon it's because ocean water is saltier. To find out, we'll need salt, a spoon, 2 eggs. Well, don't drop them. And some food colouring. We'll also need 2 bowls. One bowl is the sea, the other the swimming pool. I'll get Billy to fill up the swimming pool first, then the sea. We need more water. While Billy gets that, I'll draw faces on the 2 eggs. Now, first I put salt into our sea. More salt. Now, food colouring. I think the sea will be blue today. Now let's stir the salt so it dissolves. More stirring. So now we have our own mini sea and mini pool. Time for these eggs to take a dive. Now we'll see how they float. Emily and I are going to our friend's birthday party. We've bought her a pair of gloves as a present. And now we're making our own matching wrapping paper. What better to wrap gloves in than paper with hand shapes on it? Aren't hands a funny shape? I've never thought about that before. All my fingers are pretty much the same shape, but my thumbs are quite different. I wonder why. What would it be like to have no thumbs? Emily, I have a little challenge for you. Hold out your hand. I'm going to tape down your thumb. I want to see how you can manage without it. There. Now try and do something. Can you pick up your drink? Ha, no. That's impossible without a thumb. Now try writing something. You can't even pick up a crayon. Life's pretty hard without thumbs. One last test. Can you do up a button on your top? Thank goodness for thumbs.
Humans have what are called opposable thumbs. Opposable means that they are placed opposite our fingers and make it much easier to grab, grip and pick things up. Apes and some monkeys also have opposable thumbs. Some of them even have opposable toes. This all helps them grip better when climbing trees.
I think it's time we all took more care of our beautiful thumbs. Emily and I are going to have the prettiest thumbs at the party.
Wow, so many things we couldn't do without our thumbs. I couldn't thumb a lift,
I couldn't give your silly jokes the thumbs down.
and neither of us will be able to give Sarah's yummy kimchi a well-deserved thumbs up.
Mum's asked me to make a jar of delicious kimchi. It's her favourite. She says to put in lots of salted cabbage leaves, really hot chilies, and plenty of garlic. What happens inside the jar that makes the kimchi taste so delicious? I'm gonna see if I can find out. I have 3 plastic cups, some flour, some sugar, and the ingredient Mum says is a key to kimchi, dry yeast. So I'll write number 1 on this cup, number 2 on this one, and a smiley face cup. That's just for holding water. So cup number 1, it gets 2 tablespoons of flour, then 2 tablespoons of sugar. Stir them up. Now cup number 2, same amount of flour and sugar, but this cup gets a teaspoon of yeast as well. There. Now I stir that one up. Now we put a couple of tablespoons of water into each. Give them both a good stir and wait to see what happens to our gooey mixtures. Well, I've been watching my experiment for an hour and something very interesting has happened. Cup number 1 looks exactly the same as before, but look at cup number 2. It's bubbling and it's grown. The cup has nearly twice as much gooey stuff in it.
That's because the yeast has enzymes in it that break down the glucose in the flour and sugar mixture. That reaction creates bubbles of carbon dioxide gas that makes the mixture expand. This process is known as fermentation. In Sarah's kimchi, the fermentation changes the taste of the cabbage. That's why kimchi is such a popular Korean dish.
No wonder Mum says yeast is the thing that makes kimchi so tasty. I better not eat the whole jar, or there'll be nothing left for Mum.
Finished that one. And finished another one, Ashley. Man, I think I'm turning into a maze master. Can you believe how fast I am at this, Ashley? Oh, Ashley thinks mazes are way too easy to bother with. Okay, I know a way to make mazes too difficult for even her super brain. For the next maze, we're only allowed to look in the mirror. Do you want to try my mirror maze challenge, Ashley? Find a maze that Daniel the Maze Master hasn't already done. Okay, that one. Put it down in front of the mirror. Now this is the interesting bit. I'm gonna block your view of the paper so you can only see it reflected in the mirror. Now try and complete the maze. Pretty hard, eh? You can't even keep your pencil in the lines. And you thought mazes were so easy.
Daniel's mirror maze challenge is difficult because of what is called hand-eye coordination. Our maze master's mind is used to a certain set of signals between his eyes and his brain. But when the mirror reverses the image received by Daniel's eyes, his brain has to work out a whole new way of telling his hand what to do. It's slow at first, but if Daniel did it for long enough, his brain would get used to the reversed image and his maze drawing would get faster.
Finally, a maze puzzle to impress Ashley and challenge the master. Now that's what I call an amazing back-to-front brain teaser.
Wow, that really had my head in a spin for a while there.
Yep. And Jade and Billy are starting to get their heads around what floats and what doesn't.
We're about to find out how our eggs float in our mini pool and our mini ocean. First, I'll put my egg in the salty water. Hey! It sinks, then it floats almost back up to the top. Now Billy's turn. Into the non-salty water and straight to the bottom. Yep, sank like a stone, just like Billy.
By adding salt, Jade has increased the density of her water. The denser water makes it harder for gravity to pull the egg down, so it floats higher in the water. Billy's unsalted water is less dense than Jade's, so his egg goes straight to the bottom.
Well, if Billy's going to become a top-class floater, we either have to fill our swimming pool with salt, or Billy's going to have to learn how to keep that air mattress under control.
Hang in there, Billy. You'll work it out in the end.
Speaking of endings, we've come to the end of another show. See you next time.